Hi, this is Dee, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm trying these out because I did something before and I was hearing this tunnel kind of background noise. I didn't like it, so I'm gonna see how these work out. Um, this is my first time with my channel, so I'm a newbie, so a little nervous. I've been wanting to do this for a year or longer, probably longer, but I've been kind of a little chicken shit. So better late than never. Here I am. I want to make this one a little light. I'm going to go over just a few simple little things of what I'm wanting um, the channel for. More I'll talk maybe tonight, but this is taking longer than I watched at 5:30. This is taking longer than I thought, so probably tomorrow, next couple of days, I'll go in more depth of what I'm wanting to do. Um, Real quick, health and beauty. Um, I see here my little cheeks. I know need to lose about 15, 20 pounds. I've lost my incentives. Maybe you can help me with that. I used to be so athletic when I was a child. Rearrange my legs. Um, so besides, I'm in my late 50s, so naturally I'm going to be getting the menopause waistline and a little bit of extra weight, which I love getting older, and that's a whole nother series I want to do. I love it. But to lose 15 pounds, that would be better. It's one of my little Christmas or holiday wishes. Um, Still no pharmaceuticals. So I have my own little beauty tips, being healthy, um, positive thinking, even when things are really, really bad, which is hard to do. So be your muse. Um, be more an advisor to you. And this is also what I want to offer as far as money wise, as far as business. Of course, donating here would be fantastic. Um, but this time of year, some people are lonely and can't handle things, or maybe you lost someone, or you're just so busy to pull the hair out. And it shouldn't be that. If it starts getting too hectic like that, you know what, you're overdoing it, and just stop. Loving, if your child has a gift, but you're so frazzled, or the dinner's so perfect, but you're frazzled, then the child isn't really having fun. You know what I mean? So keep it light, and they'll remember the good stuff more than the toy won't last that long. Right? Okay, there's two things I want to talk about. Also politics and corporations and stuff like that, which we'll talk about that later. I'm going to try to have my name is in DEE, it's just a capital D, or Denise. Okay, but usually I'll have a capital D with one of those little cat curly cute things, and Muse to be your muse. I think it sounds, D Muse, and then I'll have dash either cooking or health and beauty. Probably just put health, because when you're healthy, you're beautiful. POF for politics, CORP for corporations, ARIA for religion, and that's good. It's giving me more politics, and just something that's a natural, talking about animals, and not necessarily. I don't want to give too much energy to them, but hey, you have to know what's going on in order to change it, right? So if the religion or politics don't really turn you on, you don't want to hear about it, then you don't watch that one. If you see health and beauty, then you watch that one. This morning I see a variety of things, so I have a really wide range of interest. it from her pictures, it looked like 60s. I wouldn't say 70s. I would say 60s is when she had to literally escape from a convent, this ex-nun. And her story, wowie, oh my God, oh my God. I don't think she was fibbing. Well, I know she was telling the truth. It's a little too dark for here, but man, to talk about that, and to talk about how people call us breaking the laws, and you're the sinner, and the things that they do. It's so sad. It's funny in a dark humor way. So that's the kind of things that I'll be talking about. Um, anyway, enough of that. Um, Normally, I don't like to have my buttons pushed. I like things to be very fair. That nice figure eight, give and take, give and take. That's what to me an ideal life is. I know nothing is perfect, but I think um, people need to be more fair with each other. We need to make people who are working for us be more fair. So I don't like my buttons pushed pretty much at all. I'm just getting too old for it. But what I wouldn't mind having you is to click my button with the subscription. Yeah, that's what she's getting at. And the thumbs up. And if you want to share between now or any other time, you know, this is the first one. But what I do, and if you could, I would suggest you doing the same thing, is to go ahead and subscribe. And then later on, it's like, well, that person started talking about things that I really didn't believe it, and then I'll just unsubscribe to them. But I know there's been a few times it's like, where is that person? I like the tarot readings. I really do. I think they're fun. I think they're pretty much spot on. And there was this one guy named Eric that I like. I usually like, there's like 3 gals that I really, really like. And again, we can talk about that later. And it was like, what was his name? What was his name? Because his name isn't Eric. It's like a divine guidance or something like that. Oh, shit, I can't remember it now. Well, now I just have him on my, as soon as I found him again, I subscribed to him. But it took a while for me to find him. So it's always good to just go ahead and have something subscribed that you're kind of interested in. And then if you don't, then you simply just unsubscribe. But I think I'm going to have something, little something for everybody. That's why I'm really liking it. I wanted to really, really get into this. Not to bring out the violins, but I'm at the age to where I'm just coming back from 2008, but I hung on for like 4 years. So mine was like since 2013. I'm just not kind of building things up, not fitting into the job market, and things happen for a reason. So I don't do too well with bosses anyway. So I'm kind of like my own. I do better when I'm my own boss. I like things a certain way. I like to work really, really hard and then take a few days off. And you can't do that when you have a boss. They say, work hard again. I'm like, no, I'm a Leo. I want to rest now. I want to sleep. So I do energy work. Like I said, just venting. I have a real problem with so many people going over to the wars with the capital S, WAR, capital S. Wars these days and coming home, and then not to get too dark, but these, you know, I'm 57 years old. So when you're 25 and under, you're a child to me. I know you're a grown man, but you're still a child. 10 years ago, a 20-year-old was 10. 10 years ago, I was 47. Big difference. Okay. So with any kind of advising or being your muse practitioner, or you could call it counseling, therapy. I prefer not to use those. Those are more medical terms for me. I like to keep them more natural. I'll do prices and stuff later on, but I wouldn't mind having vets to have like 2 free 1-hour sessions. So donating to my channel would be really good, because I don't have, Dad, I need some money. I don't have that. I do everything on my own. And when you do everything on your own, it's more than twice as tough sometimes. But I'm a fighter, so. But I still need help in doing things. So in order for me to do this, I had to have things coming in. And I would love to go and have, hopefully I can do it. I hope I don't get too bombarded with just that, because I need people paying also. But I would love to do a minimum of 2 hours. You know, if I start doing well, I not 2 hours, 2 sessions at between 1.5 hours each. If I could do 4 sessions for an hour each, that would be ideal. That would be even better. But I'm thinking right now 2 is pretty generous of me. And again, if you could be generous in helping me help them, that would be great too. By phone, by Skype, if I can figure out how to do it, I think I can. By phone, whatever. I don't know if I really want to do anything on something like Facebook or not, but we'll figure something out. If you want to do a face-to-face or do something, some people just wouldn't mind doing something by the phone. That way you're not really looking. You can express things more. But just with everybody, sometimes you want to talk about things that either happened or just how you're feeling at work, and you don't want to put it on your spouse or your family or friends. Then you come to me. If your life's okay, but all you need to do is just vent, that's what I can do too. Just let it out, because if you don't, it starts adding up and starts building up, and then you start having your health problems. Stress is even medical doctors, I don't really agree with most things they say, but stress is the biggest killer. Is true. Um, enough of that. First, I'm gonna do my holiday wish about a Christmas movie. I was raised Catholic Christian, so even though I've kind of gotten away from organized religions, period, naturally I'm going to kick in my holidays were evolved around the Christians, Catholic, and then do like a little tip. So first my wish, and then a little tip that I did when I was younger to the children in my life. Okay, I'm watching on YouTube. It was called John Christmas, and they called him Christmas because they knew his name was John, and that was it. Um, they kind of make you think at first that he's a vet because he puts his flag around his dog, and that kind of a thing. And then you find out he's a firefighter, and Valerie Bertinelli is his sister, and she's still so cute. And Peter Falk is in his later years, he's Santa Claus, and you can't see him in a picture, and that kind of he's always so. Whenever he's in a movie, it's going to be good. And long story short, there's a fire in a school, and he didn't get all the kids out, and it bothers him. And his captain's like, don't go back in. The ceilings are caving in, and the floors are going. The whole building's going. 80-90% on fire, and he goes back in, and saves one more person. Okay, one more kid. But it wasn't enough for him. So he goes off and he leaves his family, and that's where he leaves Valerie and her character and the mother, And I start thinking, wouldn't it be nice if our police officers treated us the way that the firefighters do? So that would be my wish, is for them to naturally do it, or if they're, I don't like it too much. Everybody knows what's going on. I don't have to tell you anything. Everybody knows what's going on. Me and myself, I'm driving down the street and I see a cop. My first instinct is, did I sway? Did I turn the signal on? And that's done on purpose. And I tell you the truth, I'm getting pretty tired of it. I'm getting pretty tired of hearing about it. I'm getting pretty tired of seeing it happen, mostly to black guys. And some are crooks, and they should be put in jail. But there's just too many that are being hassled with and beaten in these peaceful Occupy movements, beaten and sprayed, and then what's going out west with the natives, which no one really talks about too much. It looked like it was snowing, but there's no snow here. And just some of them seem like they really like doing what they're doing, and that's not good. And you don't get a 2-week paid vacation for killing someone. Boom. There. Cards are on the table. One of my best, I'm going to use that definitely for one of my titles of a chapter of my book that I'm working on. Put the cards on the table. That's what's going on. Some of them like it. And I don't know if maybe the firefighters could give them like a weekend workshop to teach them. This is how you treat the people. This is why they pay us. Because it seems like, I think I heard back in the 80s, there was an incident where they took some money to set a building on fire with some con that was going on, but I know there's a word for it, but that's the only time I remember hearing anything. If it's happened, it probably has, because they're human. Some of them are going to do bad things, arsenic, or arsenal job, and not arsenic, arsenal, and but it's been so rare in this country to where the cops are so rare when it doesn't happen. I was listening to the radio station just recently, and it had by the Panhandle in Florida. Oh, this cop was so nice to this woman and their children. The husband was being transferred, and she's coming in with the kids, and she was a little lost, and he sat and talked to her about what schools and all this, and he was so nice. But then you find out that her husband's in like the Air Force, and was like, well, if it was like an average Joe, would he be, your average schmuck down the street, would he be doing it then? I know some cops are nice, but they're so rare, and I get the feeling just like what I heard with the native catastrophe going on out west. There's no sympathy here, it's empathy, folks, but you just don't hear enough about it. Politicians very rarely even talk about it. It's almost like they become like some myth, like they're not even real people. Well, they are. 2 cops left because they said, we didn't sign up for this. So who stays? The ones who like it. You can see it on their face. And it just, that would be my wish, is that they realize that they need to maybe start acting more like the firefighters do. Boom. Okay. Because I could go on about this. And you could too, because no one likes this, except for people who are, deviant and just mean-spirited, black-hearted. I don't know what you want to call it, but no one who's a decent person likes this at all. So that would be my wish. Little holiday tip or Christmas tip, because it has to do with stockings. What I did when I was around children years back, there would be the stockings, and it would be about 12 days before Christmas. But now, like I said, today's the 17th, so you don't really have that many days. So you might want to do it like every day, maybe like miss a day, or have one day is like being, orange or some like little those little cuties, I think they call them, tangerines, nuts, candy cane, special kind of a lollipop kind of a thing. If they're older, little thing of perfume. Don't put it here. Little thing of perfume, you spray it on your clothes. Burt's Bees, the chopsticks, stuff like that. Little boys, of course, football and stuff like that, to where every day they go in before they go to school, and the first thing they do is check to see if they've had anything. So they stick their hand in, oh, nothing. Next day, oh, they have something. Try not to do any other Wi-Fi, or what some people like me call Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is real serious. That's a whole nother show, baby. Try to do like good old-fashioned little toys. And let me tell you something, that little tangerine, when it comes out of the stocking, you can see the look on their face when they're eating it. Or when they take it to school, it just tastes so much better when it comes out of the stocking. You know what I mean? Do I want to do my voodoo? I have this. I'm going to try not to do it too fast. Atomic cocktails. And there's a section on it I saw now, though maybe I'll share it with you guys. It's called Hot Shots. You don't have to dig a mental trench and hunker down for the winter. Yes, they said hunker. When the cold cuts to the bone, celebrate with something from our steamy collection. Pour out your best single malt Scotch whiskey for a wicked hot chocolate, yowza. Or break out the Jamaican rum and sip into the beat of a buttery apple cider. I'll do the hot chocolate myself. With our winter mixes, you'll be dancing in the snow. Just don't drive. I mean it. This is your mother. Don't drive. There's Voodoo Lady. I thought I would just go down from start to finish. The first is Voodoo Lady. That'll be tonight. Havana Moon Tea. Chubby Checkers hot chocolate. Come on, baby. Yeah. Hot buttered rumba. Over the top shamrock. And eggnog screamer. Okay, let's see. I'm not going to read the paragraph today. I read it, really wasn't all that. Write this down. 1½ ounces of dark rum. 1/2 ounce of Kahlua. 1/3 cup of chai concentrate. And there's a recipe below, which I'll read it right now. Place 3 constant Comet tea bags into a teapot. Cover with 2 cups of boiling water and let steep for 8 minutes or until dark and richly flavored. And that's up to you, baby. Remove the tea bags and stir in 2 tablespoons of honey. This yields 2 cups of concentrate, or enough for 5 Voodoo Lady drinks. Ooh, voodoo, baby. That's voodoo, baby. As Nagzima said on, what was the movie? Two on Food, Thanks for Everything. It's a cute little movie. Wesley Snipes, I think. Transvestites. Him, Patrick Swayze, and who's the other dude? I know Cha-Cha was her name. You garnish with 2 tablespoons of whipped cream and ground nutmeg for dusting. Just make sure you dust it, unless you like a lot like me. In an 8-ounce Irish coffee glass or mug, combine the rum and Kahlua set aside. In a small saucepan, heat the chai concentrate. It's CHAI. I take it that's like chai tea, which you can buy actually in tea bag, not make your own. Put the concentrate over low heat until steam begins to rise from the surface. Do not boil. Add the concentrate to the rum and Kahlua, garnish with the whipped cream and the dusting of nutmeg, and you serve it hot. Okay. So tomorrow we'll do the Havana Moon Tea. Hope you liked it. I plan on doing a few things. I like doing something intense or something educational, whichever it may be. But I always try to keep like a little humor, because humor, it just makes things go down better. Crying is the best detox, and humor is the best remedy, to be healthy. So you take care if you want to do those little stocking stuffer ideas that I gave, and let's work on that holiday wish with the firefighters. I think it sounds like I think it'd be a good idea. Maybe the police need to be woken as to, do a little Pepsi challenge. Who's nicer to the people, the cops or the firefighters, and see what happens with that. Put their feet to the fire, baby. You have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon, lovelies. See you later. Bye.